Okie dokie, are we live? I think we are. Woohoo! Well, it's been a good long while, kids. Dad is back. I've been being a dad for the while since we last met, and it's quite hard. Okay. Why? Okay, forget it. Right, dudes, goal of today's stream is to, I mean, this thing's cool, we just got to arrange it, and then release. I've already released this template pack on Patreon, so maybe just like a little bit of zizzing that up. Let me get the chat on so I can see what y'all are doing. Actually, no, stuff the chat. Okay. We've got a couple of tunes here. This is the buses. There's the reference track. This is the X-Station that's behind me. I recorded that a while ago. That's quite cool. I like this little glitchy intro. So we're going to start with the glitchy intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is cool. I love this. Let's go. It's running through a beat repeat or two. So I really like that. Let's resample that maybe. Well, actually, no need to, huh? It's like an 8-bar loop. Very quiet, but I'll turn it up. Okay, let me start that again. So I was thinking that could be the start of the tune. Or the end, whatever. It doesn't have to be a tune, it can just be some music that you can use in your productions, and then I release the Ableton template along with the files, so you can edit it yourself and all of that. And then looks like I might have, there we go, cool. Okay, let's just feel this out. So that's all preambles. That's intro, intro, intro. So we'll do intro 1 like this. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. No, let's kill this beginning section. I don't want to hear that. Then the second half is fine, we can hear that. But let's just take the gain down. So it's just matching the other side. Right, and I think this is the same there. So it's a very gentle sort of intro part. Let's bounce that. I'm going to do this differently to how I normally do it. I'm just going to actually go ahead and just commit. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll adjust all the levels so that we can... One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this can be a part of the song, maybe the beginning, maybe not. Cool. What I did wrong there was I kind of cut it off halfway. So I'm going to do a little bit of arranging here. What I liked about that was the guitar, but the first half then turns into this more punchy second half. So why don't we try this? Take the keyboard and take everything except the keyboard and extend it. See how this sounds? That's cool. Do 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 do. Okay, then that do 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 will cut to just the bass. Do. Boom, there's the drop. Okay, cool. And then we'll come in with the drop from 29. So let's cue that up over here. There you go. Now there's actually too much going on here. I create these sort of potential scenes to work with, but I don't actually want it all to come in at once. So I'm going to duplicate and then just make sure that the melody doesn't come in. So we just drop into... There you go, yeah. The vocals are cool. Let's bring the vocals in sooner rather than later. So I'm going to bring those, let's take them over here. And take them out right to the end. Oops, I don't need the overhead view. Lose it. And then what the last thing was to come to bar 29 and trigger the drop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring in the melody again later, so we'll stop the melody for now. Now we just kind of ride this out. It's almost like it's just a beat really. It's like a type of hip hop beat. Okay, let's cue this one up again. Let's also bring in the guitar there. So we'll bring the guitar in with the keys. So let's just take that back a couple of bars and start it at bar 37 with the second half, which is okay. Now this I decided I didn't like because I'm actually just deleting the audio, and it's just edit this as so I'm zeroing out those ones. So hear it out. I like that. Let's just duplicate that. Duplicate. There you go. That's the part. Okay. Excuse me if I spaz. I just need to spaz sometimes. Okay, cool. So then we come in with I think this should not be playing at the same time as the arpeggio melody. So we're going to just take it from there. Oh yeah, I said I was going to kill that. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's take it from bar here. 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, we'll work out the rest as we go. There comes the other half of the guitar. Cool. Now we can decide. Yeah, that's a cool little breaker there. Alright, so then we'll take that little breaker and stick it in here. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be the gentle middle part for everybody to kind of just take a breath and think about their lives. I'm going to just zero that and let's see what happens when I play this. Okay, that's just a bit... Maybe we bring in something new here, so I'll bring in something new. Cool. We're starting at about 45 seconds, so we're just past 2 minutes. Now we're going to cue this scene. No, we don't want those to play. Just bring in this little melody there. No, I don't want that to be different to before, so I've gone and stripped it back, and then I didn't copy it over, so we've got to copy that over. I don't know what these are. What are these? What's this? MIDI nothing. MIDI nothing. Okay, cool. So we're going to start that again from there, from the launch of this scene, where the melody comes back in without guitar. And also I've got to copy the guitar with the dipped. So this would be cool if you could like just copy a scene once and then it just copied everywhere. As sweet as, bros. That sounds like a nice... So that's it. Dee 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 doo. Where's this coming in now? We're coming off the back of this. Dee 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 dee. Now we've got to keep that bass line going because we've just set something up with it. Let's go with that. Okay. I think I've got a plan here. Cool. I'm going to zero that out, copy the guitar and the synth, and then just layer it one layer at a time, bring it back in. Okay, cool. Here we go. So that's the scene. 2, 3, 4. Slow build up, basically. I aim for tracks that are 2 or 3 3 minutes long. It would be really nice to know how to play the sax, and then yeah, let's bring the vocals in right there. I thought we were playing them. No, we weren't. Okay. Okay, then let's kill everything. Play these two. And then record from here. Actually, all I need to do is just duplicate and copy that out. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Well, thanks for joining the stream. If you are a stream lover, I love connecting with people online, even just while I'm busy doing my work. I know it's a very boring stream, and I know I'm a pretty boring person, but I appreciate the fact that there are other people out there who do this kind of stuff on a Saturday afternoon. Boom. Oh, this is supposed to be voxing now. That's a little bit on the... Okay, let's hear it through, and we can just listen to it with unjaundiced ears. And I'm going to crank my vol because I want to hear this better. How are we doing there, Ableton? Okay, we're going to also need a... Where's my pre-master? That's all cool. Why was mono on? Two, three, four. Okay, cool. Let's do it, dudes. And here comes the drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. We'll work on that. Make that a bit more poppin', if you want to call it. What's going on here? Oh, right. And then we got... Where's my guitar? Oh yeah, it doesn't come in until a bit later. But this is cool. This is super chilled. It's rad. One more of those. And there's the guitar, yeah. We'll do a little mix now and just make a bit of progress on it. It's good to be just jamming, man. Jeez, it's been so long. There's the break. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Cool. Let's take a... Okay, I'm going to add this, duplicate this track, and then just add it for crashes and stuff. Okay. We just add a crash here. 3, 4. This actually needs a delay crash. So let's add the delay crash once over here. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Cool. And then we just make that a 4-bar loop. Jeez, I've actually forgotten my Ableton shortcuts. That's how out of touch I am here. Sorry guys, been doing the dad thing for the last couple of, 3 years, and so now I'm feeling like doing the cool muso thing is a little bit falling by the wayside, so to speak. Now we're going to open up the kits and find out where that crash is triggering. Looks like it's there. Come on, crashy, crash, crash. There it is. Cool. Lo-fi crash. Let's get a delay on that. Just the simplest delay we can find. We don't need anything fancy ass. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 on the beat. That's it. Lose a bit of the top and then make sure the feedback goes on for infinity. Okay. Kill that. And yeah. Those sound like some psytrance effects. Alright. Four. Okay, it'll just be a single crash then. No, we've got it wrong there. We've got the dry wet parameters to... Damn, where did it go? There, dry wet must be 50-50. There you go, that's a bit better. But no, I don't want it to be so easily squashed. Cool, that's cool. His vocals can come up. Let's take them up 12 dB. We actually need some more vocals in there, don't we? Okay, cool. Let's do some more vocals in there. I'm gonna just duplicate those. I mean, geez, how many times have I done this in my life? Vocal duplication. Hey, let's do the double. Yeah. Got a fan keeping my keeping my feet warm, and it's okay, that's it. That's the whole part. Here we go. Recording in. Cool, that's it. Two of those. We can split it there. Oops. Turn that off, and then we get two more. That's it. Take those both, join them both. Can we do that? Yeah, loop. And then, whoops. Is that in tight? No, that's not in time. We need hey. Oh yeah, I see what's the problem. There we go. 1, 2. It needs to be an 8-bar loop. There. 8, and the other one, same. Okay. That's cool. Now we just sort out the panning and the volume, so both of these need to be -12. Ableton, how about we make them both wide? I'm on mono at the moment, aren't I? Can't actually hear that. Okay, let's go back to the premaster and make sure that mono is disabled. Or is it mono? Or is my headphones giving me trouble? Interesting. I can't hear the stereo effect. Oh, I know why. It's because they're not going to the premaster. They haven't been routed correctly. Oh, they are. This is going to bus mid and high. Right, that would explain it. Got some weird sidechain stuff going on here. So what if I were to add hard? Maybe we just try with both sets of vocals. Oh, this is also out of sync. This one here is 2 to 9. It should be 2 to 10. There we go. And this vocal needs to be pretty much bass vocal, yeah. So we've got to get a nice compressor on this. Let's get into the mixing stage where I start to pump things up. Everything is just like, that's good. I like that. Now makeup gain can be a bit there's a bit of wobbling. It sounds like wobbling on the, yeah, okay. Doing some close listening here. What's that? I see what's going on. We've switched it to warp mode for some reason. Why is it on beats mode? Just complex it. Shouldn't be beats mode. Should all be... Okay, everyone, that's fine. Nice, I love it. Now we take that. Vocal 3, copy them over to here. And one of these days I will be able to afford to upgrade to, what's his face, Ableton 12. But until then, let's just do the best we can. There you go, a little bit of singing, nice. It's supposed to be more of a... Okay, let's not bring it in too early, so... Okay, cool. 2, 3, 4. Somewhere in the background there. And we've still got this... let's check out the automation for the pre-master. Nothing. Okay, that kit sound doesn't slap. Where is it? It's under this one. Let's take it up. The frequency is fine, but it just needs to be a little bit transposed. Maybe 5. Let's hear the crash. That's quite cool. Alright, let's hear that. So I'm going for a lo-fi sound here. I need to be able to reference it. Okay, I got no... okay. Okay, there's not a lot going on there, that's fine. Well, let's just layer up stuff now. Let's try and layer up a few things. So this X-Station sound is pretty cool. It's a synth, it's a, yeah. What is X-Station? It's not even running X-Station, it's running a reactor patch, which is no good because we want this to... wait, I've screwed something up. It's supposed to be on a delay sound, like that. So we just match those sounds there, make sure that it goes to the pre-master, not to X-Station. -4. Cool. Like that. Ungroup. It's a nice sound. Let's see if we can emulate it with an analog. Maybe we could just augment this too with some hats and stuff. I've got some sounds here that you can't hear, but anyway. What we're looking for is actually sound. So sounds. Mallets almost. Yeah, let's try that. Because we're going to group that reactor and then add a analog channel. Actually, no, we can cheat it a bit now because I've given away the template already. I don't have to make everything publicly available. So if I like this sound, I'm going to stick with it this time. Breaking my rules. Sorry. That's deleted. This is being compressed quite hard. Let's see if we can bring everything else to match that. What is this synth? Nothing. That's cool. Is that, that's Vibes Mellow. So that's one of our synth sounds. Here's another one. I like this, but it needs to be a bit more spread, I think. This, let's go to resonator 1 pan, resonator 2 pan. Not hearing it. That's a bit more mellow, hey? That's quite cool. That's actually better without the reverb. That's cool. It starts a bit late. It's a little bit late. Maybe we should put the guitar rig reverb that I just had on, change it from the got a lot of work to do on this, but anyway. That's cool. This doesn't have the feel of a popping center bass. I think it needs to be monoized. Let's get mono from my stuff, my utilities, utility mono, stick it on the bass. Still sounding a little bit like not in the center. That's maybe because it's going to bus low. Maybe we should put the mono effect on bus low instead. Get that vibe, okay? It's phased. Okay. It's just going through a phase. Let's hear these knobs. That's better. Okay, I see. Maybe this has got to do with it. I'm just trying to find a nice bass sound, basically. This is definitely a mono signal, but it just doesn't feel like it's coming out the middle of my head. It feels like it's coming out both sides, which is odd. Okay. And I also know that through experience that my but then if it's going to be like that, we need to kind of pop it a little bit. Bass Bofner. Let's. Should we double that up? I'm feeling the vibe for a contact instrument. I'm gonna just try. No, I don't want that. I want VSTs plugins. I'm gonna try and layer this bass Bofner up with a contact instrument, and then we'll just put out something with a little bit more boom, boom, boom. The one I'm thinking of is Reactor. Is Rickenbacker. This typical Rickenbacker bass, Scarby. Just double it up, basically. And you can't see my plugin windows, can you? Bummer. Anyway, I enjoy just making music. I'm going to just sit around here and screw around a bit more. Okay, let's hear this out now. That's cool. We just want it to go down an octave. So let's get a pitch control in here. Or we could just go -12, I think is a better solution. No. Pitch. That sounds a bit better, eh? I almost feel like I want a bit more of this top end. So forget neck bridge. I don't want DI, I want that's so nice. I got a bit too much on the operator. Okay, cool. These vocals also aren't working for me. These are too high and the others are too low. And I think they all need to be tuned. And just maybe flooded with some nice guitar rig reverb. I'm actually just doing something I don't normally do. I'm pulling out all the stops, which means like breaking all my rules, which feels really good. And right now one of the rules is don't rely too much on reverb and delay and effects, but screw that. I'm going to see what... I remember an interview with Tame Impala where he's like, he just loves making music which has got like 90 vocal tracks all layered up. I've got 4 here and it sounds thin, and that's totally cool and normal, but I'm just going to see if I can make it sound a little bit more spacey, space age, spacious. So let's go with spaciousness. Here we go, vocals with some guitar rig reverb on. And let's give it a listen. You can't see my plugin window, unfortunately, but maybe you can hear it. Let's hear that reverb. Come on, baby. The guitar rig interface GUI takes like ages to load. Okay, cool. Let's see. Wet, dry. Just wet. Let's change the reverse it. Okay. Wow, okay, that sounded cool. It's just a little bit out there, but anyway. It's reversed. Okay, that's not the right reverb, so I'm going to turn it off, and then let's take it onto the other reverb effect. Octaverb, sometimes that works. Let's try that out. I just want to play with my toys, man. I don't get a chance to do this often enough. I can hear the click. Bad. That's cool. Yeah. That's where now we're talking. Just something like that. Okay, now let's take these guys down. And I think we probably need to tune them, right? Let's just tune them up first. So I think we've got a tuner somewhere here. Auto tune. Under plugins. Where did my auto tune go? Oh, it wasn't Melodyne I'm after, it's auto tune. Where did it go? Bummer, I think I've lost it because I haven't been online for so long. I haven't done this stuff for so long. Grayleon, doesn't Grayleon tune? Doesn't Grayleon tune stuff? Let's see if that works. That sounds cool, works for me. Also, you know, vocals. Let's add them here. You actually want to not run them all live, of course. You want to have... Now it's going to sound perfect, yeah, which is kind of... That's a little bit better. It sounds a little bit better, just put tuned. I think I should just do another vocal layer or so, and then just bounce the whole vocals all down. So let's work on vocals. If we've got this vocal part, and I don't have a sax, I don't play sax, I wish I did. Then I would add that sax, because this is supposed to be kind of like a cool jazz album, jazzy lo-fi vibes, FKJ, and so I'm gonna have to put something in place of the sax because I don't have one. Vocals. Hey, 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 hey. Hey Gilp, what's up, dude? Long time no stream. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's been a while, dude. I've been dadding hard. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hey, let's do that, okay? Hey, hey, hey. Let's take the click volume down. Hey, hey, hey. Good, and there's our drop. Cool. Then we're gonna take that and cut it in there and half it in there, and then both of these can get joined and looped. To this value here. Can you not double loop? No. 4. Okay, let's take that up. Solo vocals. Where's that squeaky one? Okay, we need to change the Grayleon settings on that. Make sure it's not too wobbly. That's a little bit of natural vibrato, but anyway. Okay, cool. Let's try that out. I'm making some lo-fi beats type thing. I'm doing it pretty much manually, like when I say that, I mean no like AI or automation or anything like that. I'm just trying to put together something that sounds cool and a little bit organic. So wish me luck, and then when it's all over, I'll release it, you know, mostly on Patreon and YouTube. But if the streaming services still exist in 6 months, maybe I'll do that there too. Although the distributor I use has just hiked their prices by like 400%, just been like, oh well, sorry guys, it used to cost $1, now it costs $5. Not very clever. Supposed to phase in the costs. Okay, that's cool. I want to just push down these highs a little bit. I feel like they are just a little bit too intrusive at the most. I'm going to compress the tops there and the mids. It's a little bit mids. We've still got some wobble. I think it's in this one. Oh, that's the third phrase. I want the second one. That one's fine. And then this one. Okay, that's not fine. That's the one that's wobbling. So I'm going to have to just use auto-tune on one or two of them, but not all of them. And then I'm going to just phase it in. Sorry, Gilp, I'm kind of ignoring you, but yeah, it's nice to see you. And sorry, I can't even see. My screen is jam-packed. My double screens are jam-packed. Gilp says, some Ableton vocoder auto-tune would be cool. Let's screw around with vocoders. Yeah, why not? Because I'm going to go through, I've written 8 tracks in this style, and then I'm going to go through them all and add this sort of similar, you know, palette of sounds to all of them. So it's useful to create the sounds. And then I release the, you know, the packs with the sounds, the actual devices in them. Let's try vocoder, why not? Seeing as we're screwing around with vocal stuff. Let's see if the vocoder does the job, and we'll put it after the reverb. I'm using a guitar rig reverb called Octaverb. And you can't see it, unfortunately. I don't know how to make my plugins appear on the screen, but let us try. So you should now see on the vocal track there is a vocoder. Oh, cool to see you dudes. We've got 3 people here. This is amazing. Yeah, so I make Ableton Live templates and I give them away. Check the Patreon for the free stuff. And in the meantime, here's the vocoder. I think we can work with that. It's noise for now, but we'll work with it. Carrier can be modulated. Should we try pitch tracking? Yeah, I'll try that. Okay, interesting. It's a cool sound, but it doesn't suit the vibe I'm going for, which is more cool jazz. Modulator. That means we have to insert a MIDI track. Let's try that. I'm going to take that out, insert a MIDI track with those notes. Hey! Okay, there's my MIDI track. We'll call it the carrier. And then we just make a note. I think it's hey! What note is that? Let's see. Hey! Hey, so we actually in C major, nice and easy. Let's change the duration of it is here. Create the MIDI track, which is going to be E2 3 4 C2 3 4 E2 3 4 C2 3. Okay, that should be it. Okay, now we got a carrier track, so we'll get back to vocal. I'm just going to change that color so it's easy to see. And then while we add it, just colorize everything properly. Okay. Gilp says, by the way, Guitar Rig 6 is a plugin. If you want this to work for people that don't have Guitar Rig, you need to frizz and flatten. Yeah, I get you. I'm not going to... what I'm doing now is producing the actual track, which I'm going to put out for the streaming services and on Free Music Archive for video content creators. But the template has already been released. It's on Patreon already, so check the link there. But I'm just kind of going to the next level now. I'm kind of finishing the track, so it doesn't matter if all of these plugins are not accessible, because I'm not going to be releasing this version of the template. And that's not to be nasty, it's just that the template versions are always going to be like a little that's going to be like holding back because you can't release, you know, there's a limit to how much you can just achieve with Ableton sounds. So I kind of put out the bare bones of the track and for people to like fork it and, you know, do it themselves. So if you want the whole big picture, then I think just get hold of the template and then you can put your own guitar rig on it. That's kind of how I see it right now. I try to balance it all and make it like, you know, I want to release really good music, but music that's also just using Ableton stock plugins. And I've realized I've got to pick a lane. So I release the Ableton stuff a bit earlier, and then later on when I feel like it, like now, I'm going to actually just try and complete the track. Otherwise it feels like a completely unfinished thing. Okay, is it external? External from, yeah, it should be audio from carrier. That's not external, it's modulator. Gilp, help me out here. How do you insert the carrier MIDI notes into the vocoder? How do you actually... Oh, I know what. The vocoder doesn't go on the vocal track. The vocoder goes on the carrier track. Isn't that right? No. The vocoder is an effect, so it has to go on an audio track or an instrument track. Okay, yeah, I'm just struggling a bit here trying to figure this out. Okay, let's just solo this out. I'll tell you what we do. Let's add oh, that's right. You add a device and then you treat it as an external source in. Okay, cool. There we go. So now the carrier alone should make that sound. That's it. And then this becomes external, and you set it to carrier. There we go. Now we're going to hear just. That's it. Yeah. Now it's got a little bit of an analog sound to it. Analog, I mean this analog device. So actually what I want is not analog, I want something more like, what's that one of the resonator? Collision. Let's switch that out with collision. Okay, dokes. Yeah, so I've been busy recently. I've been actually just studying networking, and I've got a server set up now for running an LLM, just practicing basically. So I can make my own queries to language AI, to the computer sitting upstairs next to my piano, and that's a good feeling. It's pretty hectic stuff to learn at such a late stage in life, but I really enjoy it, you know. Really enjoy computers, like most people who ever have heard of me or seen this channel. Huh. Now how can we... There's still some nastiness there. 3, 4. Okay, let's find it. It's a bit of wobble there. So this Grelion needs to be changed. Yeah, that goes there. No, that's definitely not going to work. Snap. That's not a very good one. I always end up doing all this vocal editing. Let's just fade it out. It's fine. Clip gain. We'll just fade it out over here. Just trying to get to a point where I can bounce out. That's cool. I think this is the exact same clip. Yeah, it's supposed to be doubled. But not They're not supposed to be the same clip. Yeah. There you can see they're different clips now. Okay, cool. And then this one here needs to go there. Okay, cool. That was just an editing mistake. So these two are the new consolidations. Oh my goodness. I understand how soft and quiet this must sound. It's very quiet at the moment. Can almost not hear it. Oh well. Okay, there we go. Now we need to do this thing where we loop, and do this thing where we loop, and then stretch it all out. So if you make a change to one, it changes them all. Cool. Man, it's good to be back in this dungeon doing all this crap. I love it. Let's get on. Still not good enough there. That's nice. This one here. Okay, let's find the problems. It starts it's here. This needs to be up. There we go, save that. It's quite warm. That sounds nice, okay. That sounds cool. It kind of dips out the... that takes, there we go. Compress the vocals with Ableton drum bus or the normal glue compressor. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of compression on them here, but let's go over there. Interesting, the compressor's not registering anything after the vocoder, but if you do it before, it does. Anyway, that sounds nice. That's how I want it to sound. So why don't we just bounce that? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. Starting here. Nicely tuned. Quite spaced. Space out. Only problem is the balancing. You can see the balancing here is not right. Let's get the balance, the left-right balance going. So we're going to do these two are left-right. These two should be left-right. And these two should be left-right, not right-right. There you go, that sounds nice. Now we can take the overall vocal mix up and just bounce it out. Just bounce it out, man. No messing around. Just effing bounce it out. Here comes 6 dB in your face. Here comes 12 dB. Oh, I see what's happening. You're just bouncing out the carrier signal. Okay, I don't know how exactly this is happening, but I don't care. I'm just going to raise it up and do the thing, and then delete everything we don't need. Cool. There we go with a resampling patch. Gilp says just to get them louder. Yeah, I'll get them. I'll get the levels now. Always do the levels last. Okay, my stuff. We want a resample channel. For some reason, the vocoder doesn't make a difference to the The sound doesn't make it more electronic sounding, but it does fix the problem of it sounding a little bit, I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds like it's not, it's like too forward or too in your face. It's not like side enough. When you listen to TV music, it's all like firstly spread wide, like all the sound effects in the music are left and right hard, and all the dialogue is mono center. And I find with music, I can't quite, I like struggle to get it into mono center. Anyway, so let's get resampling. We're taking it in from this vocal, and we're putting it out to master. Let's hear that. So we don't need record, sorry. What are we recording? Recording off. Click off. Because I've toggled that, okay. That's nice, okay, cool. Where's my meter? There it is. What the hell? So confused about what's going on. I'm so out of practice, man. Right, let's do this then. We take the vocoder. See, it sounds so much nicer when it's there for some reason. Tell you what, we'll just do a resample. Cool, I'm going to do a resample. 2, 3, 4. And I didn't resample in time. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, and then there's the breath, and that's fine. Cool, so I'm going to take that, loop it, and then just copy it to any area of the track that we want the vocals to be in. I mean, this took so long to get to this, but I was experimenting, and I'm out of practice. I really am. Okay, I'm going to delete this carry. I don't think we need it. The vocal sounds fine on its own. So let's turn off the multi-track vocal. There you go. That sounds nice. Okay. I'm now going ahead with just deleting all of the vocal tracks and the Grayleons and auto tunes and everything. Just give it a listen. Now we've got to work on a beefy little almost like want to make sure that nothing, I'm just screwing around with the that's cool. Maybe a little bit on the I said no input. Just a little on the loud side, so let's take that down 60 bit. Okay, cool. And then comes the beat. Now that thing's being compressed, but nothing else really has, so why don't we just balance it out nicely. This guitar could use some stereo imaging. Let's just get everything nice and easy to see. It's a little bit left and right now, headphones. There's a kick that sounds okay. That kick could use a bit of work. It's too bassy, basically. Okay, so where's the kits? Going to bus low. Bus low is obviously not where we want the whole kit to go because we got stuff at the top end too, so I'm going to just send it to pre-master. Let's see how that sounds. That's a bit closer, yeah. It needs to be a bit fresher, like that's it, yeah. Okay, let's just hear that drop one more time. Then we'll put in a little thing there. Okay, now let's get levels. The audio bass sounds like it could come up 6 dB. Where are we going with that? Bus low. Maybe that should also go to pre-master. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. It sounds almost like... also need a sense, get the vocals louder. The vocals are sitting nicely now, right in the back. 2, 3. And then it comes in quite thick. Okay. Good, I'm not convinced about this bass low sound. Bus low, sorry. Okay, yeah, I can hear what the problem is. We're just cutting off a bit too much of the mids. That sounds like... I found a plugin a while back, but I can't remember what it's called. But it does a nice job of visualizing your, you know, your where you are, your spectrum. Balancer, no. I mean, there's all these cool plugins I got here, but do I get a chance to use them? Okay. Let's take bus low. Let's try it again, yeah. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I mean, it's okay. It's not kicking like I would like it to. Yeah, so my bass is way too loud, basically. Maybe it's the multi-band on here. Alright, well, I mean, this is one of those streams where it's... Gilp's asking, is it span? It's one of those streams where it's more of a mixing thing than a production thing. I'm just trying to find a nice balance here. I mean, this thing on its own is sounding quite cool, but let's just monoize this. I feel like you can just have a little less. Oh. Bass is sticking out a little bit. Yeah, the beats sound pretty good, and let's just not fuss about it too much. I mean, this is royalty free, whatever you want to call it, music, so I like to do the best I can, but there's also like getting stuck on a track for weeks and weeks. Span, you can see and analyze the frequency and loudness analyzer for seeing the right. If you want to master your tracks, it's free on Melder Productions webpage. I think I've got Span. Voxingo Span, yeah. I remember you recommended it before. Let's use that. So I'm going to take Span out now. Stick it on the pre-master. Like I said, you can't see the plugins on my screen, but let's see. Okay, we can't have both of those there, definitely not. Let's put it on the master rather, yeah. Okay. We could be doing a little bit more with this bass too. So we've got one loop which is like just do 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 do. Let's try this. Do do. Let's get the bass in there. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do 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 do, and let's do a nice little do 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 do. That is it. Yeah. Do 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 do. So here like this. I'm gonna overwrite one. Ba do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yep, that's cool, yeah. Do 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 do. That's it, but now it mustn't. That's it. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Cool. Just going to join those two and then just clean this up a bit. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Just little fills and bits and pieces. I mean, if you can't produce professionally, then you might want to just be more musical. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I think we need to also stretch these out a little bit more. We actually need to add that. Let's do a double, join those up. There. Yeah, let's just do that. That's it. Little bits and pieces like this is what make it musical. So there we go. Let's punch in and punch out there. So it's gonna be. Okay, cool. There you go, and then come in back. So now we've got a nice 8-bar loop instead of a 4-bar. Do-do. They're cool, and they duplicate that. Alright dudes, music. One other thing I struggle with is just getting good like modulation effects. So what I'm going to do here is I feel like the ops could be a bit more on the left there. A little bit lazy, yeah? Lo-fi is traditionally quite dark in terms of its like frequency spectrum. Like by that I mean it's usually like quite damp. We've got an error. So I'm going to change that a bit and brighten it up. Okay, error closing the file. So it hasn't saved for some reason. This is problematic. Save as 0102. Oh, let's just change the date, shall we? Just look at this, 24/10/31, 31st of October. That's the last time I played with this guy. 250709. Please save. Done. Okay. Got a few minutes before I gotta go. My voice is wigging out because I've been practicing George Michael songs for a gig that I'm playing in a couple of weeks. I want a nice low baritone, but it's not working. Sorry if that's not the vibe you're in, hearing that kind of shit. And I think we do need to start this beat with something other than just a break. Boo. Just how about a boo? Just a once off. Just the beginning. It's an F. Boom. Let's slide it down to a MIDI control. Let's slide it down to a C. What's the pitch bend range there? It's going to be 2. What we want is the pitch bend range to be more like... where's my bass? Here it is. Settings, vibrato speed, no, performance, profile, chord mode, slide mode, control, 64. Where's pitch bend range? Damn man, it's not bending down enough. No, maybe we should change it to do. And then we've got to reset it over here to make sure that we don't carry on playing at the problem pitch. Bow, bow. Let's start with a bit of funk. That doesn't sound nice at all, does it? No, somehow I can't find the option in this bass to change the pitch bend range, unfortunately. I think we might be screwing ourselves a bit by trying to do this, but anyway. Vibrato speed, control, release level, instrument noise, pop and country, 16 straight chord mode, slide mode control. I do not want to search ChatGPT now for this, I just want to play music. So, info, output, range, page, snapshot. How does that sound? Okay. Oh, it's actually not it's not the right note either. It's supposed to be on a D, not a C. Boom. Boom. Let's try boom. Boo! How about an octave up from there? What does it shift up? Okay, maybe that's not working. Let's just mute that. It sounds weird coming in just on a blank like that. Maybe we can substitute it with a different sound, like, I don't know, let's hear out some reference tracks. Thanks, Gil. Appreciate the compliment. We're getting there. I mean, I'm just kind of doing what I can, you know. Hopefully it's of value to somebody. So a lot can be done with the beats. I'm listening to the reference track at the moment, which is a FKJ. It's very much centered on the saxophone solo, which I don't have. I don't really have a solo. And it's obviously a lot more musical in terms of chords and structure. But what I'm really looking for now is just how to just bridge this gap between the low and the high. I'm just going to hear it out in the reference track. Maybe the keys. We need keys, don't we? We've got some keys in this track. Maybe we just start off with a nice D-7. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's one option. Another option is one of these. For some reason it's not playing. Okay. Electric is that's a good, that's got potential there. So let's do a little stab there. I know what to do. We need one of those real FKJ things. I know what to do. Did I actually save it as FKJ? No. It's man, what is it? It's a device which drops in pitch, and I've made it already. I've actually synthesized it on my other laptop. That's what we need. That device. Blue. It sounds like that. Okay, let's get the. It's a very stripped down track already. I mean, only like 12 or 13 different tunes. What I'll do next is layer them all up, all these channels. But for now, we'll bring the guitar back in. What we need is another sounder. Pew! That's right. Let's try and synthesize it again. So I believe it was just it was an operator with a pitch bend. Pew! Let's do that. That's fine, nice and bright and ready to play. But now what we need is to take the pitch envelope, turn it on, and make sure that there's a time value, an LFO value on it. So let's get over to the LFO sound. That's going to be a saw down. That's it. And now we don't want it to repeat, and we want it to sync, and we want it to be very. That's it. Yeah. Do. That's it. That's something like that. It's gonna be, we're gonna change it to a lower octave, so something like this. That's getting there. I'll take it down. Alright, let's get that reverb on. We're gonna need some, eh? I'm just gonna push the mids to the side. So, multi-band. Stick the mids on the side. It's mostly all just mids, so it's just really acting like a volume now, isn't it? What if we did an octave? That's cool. Maybe it shouldn't be synced, maybe it should be... That's something like that, yeah. And then not a repeat, so we don't repeat. But we do want a re-trigger. We actually don't want an LFO, do. What we want is an envelope. We want a pitch envelope, yeah, that's it. What am I doing? Here. And then up. That's it, yeah. And now slower. Not that slow. Not that fast. Not that slow. Okay, take the whole thing down. No, that's too low. There we go. There's starting point higher. Peak can be 24 dB. And then decay up. That's it. Now we're getting there. That's cool. What's the number of, what's the voicing limit? 6, yeah, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what? We're just staying on the F major 7. And then down to. You're not actually hearing the sound. Oh, this should be 0. Okay. Just trying to get that nice sound. Let's get a bit of reverb. Let's take this attack value up. Then we take everything. This one can be also high attack. Now we're getting there. So I'm synthesizing, I'm kind of working out the sound of this FKJ sounding keyboard, which is going to drop in over here. So actually that's a... this vocal might be the wrong key. I mean, it sounds nice, but let's try and take it down 7, down a 5th. No. So 0, all of that. Gilp, some vocal choir could maybe be sick. Yeah, it could be. Let's see how this sounds. Oh, it's 7 cents, of course I'm going 7 cents. That sounds a bit gloomy. It's out of time now. take it forward 50 milliseconds. It's also warping weird because it's on Beats mode. All of this must be on Pro, yeah. Okay, the formats are screwing it. There we go, that's better. I think that sounds better than hey, because also we've worked out the theory of it, and it's a bit too colorful of a chord. It's supposed to be a D-7, but it's got an E, which is a 9th, and it's got a G, which is an 11. So it's extending it a bit higher than I'd like. Let's see how we... And then let's see how the drop sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take out the vocals there. And then we also actually bring in this thing here. 1, 2, 3. That sounds nice, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, we're gonna phase it out. So 1, 3. So 1, 2, 3. No, so 1. Let's take it back. Sorry, get the timing right. 2, 3. That's it. Yes, it lands nicely. Okay, here we go. Operator is now called drop synth. Or, yeah. Drop keys. Cool. Let's go. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we do it on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then coming in 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's do it again, just not with the mistake. Cool, now we're getting somewhere. It's a little bit more FKJ. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, I've screwed it up. Do it again. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Cool. That's good. And then we take that piece. I'm not even going to quantize it. I like the way it sounds without it. So I'm going to just join there and make that a loop that comes in on the 4th beat of every bar and see how it gels with the rest of the track. Okay. I thought I renamed this. Drop keys. This should also now be drop keys. Okay, cool. Getting there, kids. Here we go. 2, 3. What happened to my beat? There you go. Again. 2, 3. That's cool. Okay, this is a cool piece of music. I'm feeling it a little bit more now. Got to that vocal, I don't know if it suits. Let's try and remove the free pitch and just see how it sounds with it raw. It sits there. It's gentle. So I don't know. Okay, now I know hip hop and like lo-fi is really simple, but I'm feeling the need for like a step up in terms of like just percussion, even if it's just a simple so we're going to do that on the second beat here, on the second loop. So let's try and get let's find a nice sounding. There, that's that grainy kind of sound. Just That's cool. That's cool. I like that sample. Why isn't it recording? Okay, let's take it here. Where is it? There it is. So on every one, we do that. Tick cha cha cha. 3 and 4 and then just not on the last one. That's it. It just feels like it needs to gel a bit more, you know, and I think a lot of that's got to do with the kits. This is like a bit all over the place. That rim sounds really raw. Let's put a bit of work into the kit. I'm going to just try and see what we've got on here for starters. This is a nice compressor, only the good parts. And what we need is some kind of saturator or something, I think. Or maybe layer things up a little bit more, you know. Like for example, we could just duplicate this entire kit's patch, and then, or just let's try to see what this sounds. No, let's duplicate the whole kit's patch. I know it's a lot of samples, but what we're going to do then is just find some similar sounding vibes and play them along. So there's no input, we must have MIDI all-ins. And now we change this with the sample chain selector. There's the 909. Let's go down. I mean, that sounds nice already. Let's just copy this patch into there, and then we can take it. It's not an input track. How does that sound? Where's my kit? Hello? Oh, this is not an input track. All ends, yeah. Something's gone wrong. Cool. I'm gonna tick on for a bit more, and then we'll come back to it later. When I duplicated that kit, something went wrong. I changed it from auto to in. I think it was they were both selected or something. Okay. Okay, let's try it again. We're going to make sure that it's playing. Yes, that's fine. Oh, I see what happened. It inserted the new kit below the old one. So let's just solve this confusion. With some coloring. I'm going to add this as a kind of green kit. Okay. Now we should have the ability to do all ins here and track out to pre-master and change to auto and enable. So now we've got this selection of kits, and I'm gonna, it doesn't have to be amazing, just something. Got to dovetail with the existing beat. It can't be competing. Okay, this is going to fill the gap in that little part. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's a little bit busy, but anyway, it's just okay, we want to just fix the take all those and straighten them out. Bit too swung now. There, don't. The dun, dun, dun. Then 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2. And there should be an open hat here. That's a bit of a crappy one, but anyway. Okay, that's something. Let's check it out some more here. Let's just find that sample and just simplify it a little bit. It's a bit loud. And this hi-hat open can be a loop. Okay, it's got a vibe to it. And then I think we need to add a little bit at the end there, but it's a nice vibe, and yeah, we can certainly release it. It just needs to be mixed and stuff. Cool, that's it, dude. So I'm going to take off in a bit. I'll come back to this track. Let's give it a listen while we go. A little bit of reverb on this kit. Okay, that's not so sure about those hats now. I just want it to be simple. And this doesn't fit you either. Cool, so that actually needs to double then. Set some space there, and we'll just see what I'm doing here. All of this goes there, and we just bring in the guitar there, and the drop keys can stay there. I've been listening to this for a while, so I need some fresh airs now. What if we came in with something? Then the guitar comes in. And we also haven't copied over the changes to the bass that I made. So it's sounding a bit static because the bass is still running that old loop. Cool, let's try that. Yeah, it's going to be there. Cool, getting there. Getting there. Cool, I'm going to stick with that choir. Thanks for the feedback, Gilp. Now maybe we just drop out the choir a little bit. We bring back in the keys like this. Yeah, that's it. We need to break it up a little bit, otherwise it's the same thing 8 times. And we can bring the choir back in here. Yeah, let's just... And then there's a sort of a chill, and that's the nice little mellow part. It's a vibraphone sound, that actually. No, I just want to jam, I was sitting here with the computer the whole time, but... Okay, and then we'll come back to part B and what we do with it at a later stage. But for now, maybe we actually want to include the drop keys here. Let's try it again. Yeah, that sounds nice in the break. And then we bring it. The stuff with arranging, what you got to do is just look at what you haven't used in a while and then bring that back. So there's a lot of melody in this tune, which is not sustainable. There's a lot of reverb on that kit. Let's dial it back a bit. Or just a different type of reverb, maybe. Let's just add a tighter reverb, maybe. Where are my sends? There, return C. Rev short. I'm just going to duplicate the hybrid reverb. Well, it's not even a hybrid reverb. Hybrid reverberation. And I'm going to take it to short, so let's just kill it there and take it up there. And I want it to be really short. Only, yeah, just like that. Just kind of bring it into the, no, that's not, there, not a lot of diffusion. That's dry. It's a very small diffusion, and then max that out, so it's really hard. Okay, cool. We don't want the, we've still got this one running completely dry, which we don't want either. Oh, that's loud, sorry. Well, that sounds really somewhere else, hey? Shit, I don't think I've ever achieved that effect before. Huh. Jeez, that legit sounds like it's in the back of my room. Oh wow, what a cool breakthrough. I wish I knew how I did it. There you go. It adds depth to the music. Right on. That is fucking dope. So stoked I figured that out. Oh man, if only I'd known that all along. It takes it from being something that sounds like it's made in a bedroom, gives it that depth. That's what I'm talking about. Shit, I actually got to check that it's not in this room. It's really crazy. Impulse response. Okay, great. Production steps forward. Dudes, I got to go. I got to like go and be a dad and take a huge piss. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to continue this. I don't know when I get a chance because, you know, vibes. But thanks for showing up. And yeah, let's get this stuff out there, man. I'm like inspired right now. Also want to do another live stream back there with all my gear. Sitting there like lurking and looking at me guiltily. Yeah, and other words from my end of the woods is, yeah, I've got 1 or 2 gigs. So I'm getting piano practice in, which is cool. Feels good to be playing the piano and studying a piece by Bach, which is great practice. If you can play that, you can play all the other stuff, the jazz and the improv. So moving forward to that, and then a mate of mine asked me to play the violin at his wedding. I used to play violin, so I've got to brush that off a little bit. So yeah, making a few moves. It's just like trying to convince myself that shit's still happening. Alright, peace out dudes, thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you again on the next one. Adios. Let's just play this through.